Diane. Okay, come on in. Good afternoon.
I'm Ann Griffith. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Ann.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. So, Anne, you are here for the Associate Dean of Undergrad Activities? Okay, so tell us a bit about your experience.
Well, I've spent a number of years teaching undergraduates and graduate students, and I think I've made a difference in their life. I've done a lot of the target work that a dean would do. I've been a faculty advisor to students, and I've also advised students in my own classes, and I've worked with many of the different administrative levels that a dean has to work with, just in regular class activities.
Mhm. So you have been an adjunct professor for schools such as Quinnipiac and did you say Yale?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Um, as an adjunct, why have you not secured a tenured position? Why are you still an adjunct professor?
Actually, I originally saw employment based on geography, and I felt I needed to be in a certain area,
Mhm.
and I would find the best thing I could in that area, which is what I did.
Okay.
Now, where in Massachusetts? Do you have an issue with moving to Massachusetts,
No,
this position?
that.
Okay, and how did you determine what areas you wanted to be in? Was it family needs
Oh,
or?
it's a family house.
Okay. And I'm trying to look at your resume. Do you have a PhD?
I do.
You do. In what?
It's in Romance languages and literatures.
Okay.
My specialization was in the medieval Renaissance period.
Okay. What do you know about our school?
Well, I know that Tufts has an excellent reputation as both an undergraduate and professional school because there's a medical school, and it's one of the top schools in the country.
Have you dealt, one of the things we do here is a lot of fundraising, and we always like the deans to speak to the parents. Have you had a lot of byplay with parents of students?
I actually have not spoken to that many parents of students when they were my students. I've known many students who became parents, but I have taught adult students, and I think I've come rapport with the parents and individuals of that age group.
How's your rapport been with your prior students? What kind of feedback do you get on their evaluations at the end of the terms?
Well, I've gotten good evaluations. A number of my students are still in touch with me. They update me on their goings on and what they're doing. I also have made contacts of my own as a student. I'm still in touch with some of my professors, including people I stayed with overseas when I was a student.
What do you notice about the experience that students are having on campus today? What do you see as their concerns in the current college climate?
I feel like today students are concerned about getting a job quickly out of college. This was not always the case with earlier generations. I think there's very little worry about getting drafted these days, for instance. And people are more interested in just going quickly into the workforce and not trying to somehow put off going into the workforce, as was the case not so long ago. I just think people are very concerned with economic issues, and they're very concerned with tying their studies to a future job. And it was the case for a long time that people went to college just to have those 4 years to do what they wanted to do before they started their real life. And now they're thinking, this is my real life. A few students still think they have that 40 years of luxury, but it's not often the case anymore. So they want to tie things to practical.
So how's that affected your career?
Well, if anything, it should make my subject matter more in demand because I'm a linguist and I teach language arts also, English language arts and writing. So I've based on what the job market needs. So recently I've been teaching communications courses to scientists to get them ready for the types of poster presentations they have to do, for journal publications, and the type of scientific work they might have to do. Some of those students would be people who might even work in a lab but still have to write material for their employer, so just getting them up to speed on things like that. And as well as working with international students who are trying to make the bridge.
It sounds like you work with a diverse body of people.
Yes.
When you, one of the important things of being a dean is working with other faculty members. How would other faculty members describe you, the way you've worked in the past?
Well, I think they would say I'm very dependable. I do make the deadlines. I work very hard. They might complain I make them work too hard. But I think they'd be happy with my performance overall.
You mentioned you feel that students are very concerned about their jobs after school, after finishing school. It is in fact the new reality that students are having a very difficult time finding employment after school. How would you advise a student or family to what type of studies they should be focusing on to prepare them for the job market after school?
I think that any type of study could be worthwhile. It depends on the person's interests.
Mm-hmm.
And any type of study really could be applied toward one's life fulfillment in a given job. I think these days it's very helpful to get an internship or an apprenticeship, which can start even summer after freshman year and then build on that. And even if it's not paid the first time, it's worth it to get in the door, to really get to the door. I would suggest something like that.
Internships and so on.
Apprenticeships.
One of the important parts of this job is organization, making sure that all the papers are dotted and lines are crossed and everything is organized into folders and you know where to find things. Are you an organized person?
I would say yes. I like to put things into files. In terms of coming into a job like this, I would expect that the office already has some organization that I would just get up to speed on and try to fit it to that.
And how are you with today's normal way of Microsoft work? Even though we'll have admin and people working with you, there may be things you need to do on your own with Excel charts, with Word, with even some PowerPoint presentations to the faculty and to the students and to the parents. How are you with that?
I'm fine with that. I've done PowerPoint presentations at conferences that I teach the students.
Sure.
What would you say is your form of communication with your students? How do you communicate with the youth of today? Everything is digital. Everyone is constantly giving out a lot of information on social media and such. How would you advise a student or a group of young people who are using that as a form of communication and that can shape their future success after college?
Okay, I'm hearing a couple of questions here. One is how do I communicate with my students, and then one is what do I advise them about communicating. Well, with my own students, I of course see them in class, and I talk to them before and after class, and they can see me anytime by appointment. And I also email them all the time. We correspond by email. And for class exercises, I put things on, there's a system called Blackboard, and I put exercises and other types of communications on Blackboard, and they can just go to their computer and find them. And then for them, I think a lot of them are regular users of Facebook, sometimes even during class. And I think it's good to be conversant with things like that, and they should also keep their mind on what they have to do.
Okay.
I'm good. Good.
Okay.
Do you have questions for us?
Excellent. Well, I just noticed in the job description, that particular job description there, there are different diverse groups I would be working with. Would I be doing project planning?
Mhm.
And different types of programming for international students, for increased diversity, for disabled students.
We pride ourselves on diversity here, and you would be working with a lot of different areas. We'll work towards your strengths, so you'll demonstrate to us which areas you have strength in and work with the other deans to supplement what we need here.
Would any of those be a potential challenge for you personally?
I would find it interesting, just
Okay.
I also wonder what you might look for in an ideal candidate here.
We're certainly looking for excellent academic achievement and credentials, someone who has great rapport with students, someone who is very aware of the current economic climate into which these students are transitioning. Also someone who can be an asset to our university in other ways, fundraising, networking, growing our global programs, and contributing to that conversation.
I do have one other question for you, unless you have another question to ask. One final question on my part is, I'm very impressed with your credentials. However, again, it goes back to you have never been an associate dean. If I'm sitting with a piece of paper your piece of paper, and someone who is coming from another school that has that experience as a dean, why should I pick you?
Well, because I have a passion for that kind of work. And I've been successful in all of the major areas listed in the job description. I've been successful in aspects of that just in the different positions, such as fundraising. I've gotten grants that are needed when I needed them. I've made able to make sure that the grants. It's quite an involved process, actually, but you have to be very persistent in following through to reach your goals. That's an interesting question.
No, this is something you might want to prepare for.
Yeah, that's the part.
Requires the best man for the job.
Yeah, so I would say, and we're kind of taking a step back here. That's the question that needs to be answered. That's the one. It's like, how do you transition from being the adjunct professor to the associate dean? Why should they hire you for that role? That's really the big one for you, Anne, is going to be, I feel I can transition quite easily into this role because, and list them and say, I've been involved with complex projects, fundraising, look at their keywords here and say, I've done these things. And I like that you said I've been quite successful in some of those roles. The problem now is you need to elaborate on what those roles are that you were quite successful that meet the criteria for this position. Okay?
Good.
Okay?
Good.
Oh, you did quite well,
I
actually.
think she did very well.
I'm gonna stop.